Right, well, welcome you guys. I am so excited to have you on here tonight, and I have to give a little disclaimer here. So this is the first time that I've ever used Webinar Jam to do one of my webinars. In the past, I always used a different one, but I had a 250 max, and I wanted to be able to help more people, and so I decided to face my fears and pull in some third-party credibility and have Greg Smith, a great diamond leader in our company, kind of help me with this. But I have to let you know that I can't see the chat because I still haven't figured out how to integrate the second monitor. So I've got Brett in a different room. He's kind of my co-pilot here, making sure that everything is going okay. We do have a little bit of a delay, but you know, I'm very confident that this is going to work out great for you guys. So anyways, I just want to welcome you guys. It's been a little while since I've done this training, and this is one of my absolute favorite ones. And you know, I'm sure it has a little bit to do with the fact that I used to be a teacher and an adjunct professor. And so, you know, the ABCs is, you know, definitely something that speaks to my heart and from my former life. But, you know, I am here live tonight in Cincinnati, Ohio. We just moved down here a couple months ago from Dayton, so it still seems a little weird saying that, but we're excited to be here. And for those of you that do or do not know our story, and I'll just kind of move into that. You know, we moved not because of a job, not because we got evicted from our old home, although that was something that we were dealing with 3 years ago, but we moved because we are pouring life into our youngest son here, Blake, into his dream. And his dream is to be a Broadway dancer and to go to Juilliard. And because of AdvoCare, I think that's going to be very possible for him. So I'm going to share a little bit more of his story later in the training. But anyways, just excited to be here tonight. And I also want to give a little disclaimer that I'm in my office, and hopefully the dog's going to be quiet. The kids are in bed. And I don't know, but the printer just came on and is making weird noises right now. So hopefully that tames down. But anyways, I'm just going to quickly share our story, and then we're going to get right into this. I hope you have a journal in front of you, and the way that this training is going to work is that I'm going to go through each letter of the alphabet, and I'm going to give you some nuggets that relate to that letter, okay? And I'm going to do my best to keep it to just, about 2 minutes per letter, keeping this training right at just under an hour. And I think you'll find it hopefully very helpful. And I just want to say that I'm blessed to be on this journey with all of you, and I'm blessed that AdvoCare and God has brought all of us together, and our story can be your story. And I hope when you hear my story that you hear yourself in it, and that you believe things are possible for you. And I always just feel that Brett and I's story just really gives proof that this business can be done by anybody, and that just really our story just shows that it doesn't matter if you've got a lot of kids, or you're broke and broken, or if you're on the brink of divorce, or if it's just you and your spouse isn't on board, that you can still achieve everything that you're looking for with AdvoCare. So I hope you have a lot of hope in your life, and I did just intentionally use the word hope twice, because this is just an extraordinary vehicle that you have your hands on. So I'm going to quickly take you back 4 years ago when we were first introduced to AdvoCare, and I'm going to weave in a couple nuggets here. My good buddy Jason Miller introduced us to AdvoCare. We reconnected through Facebook, and honestly, he came to us with this amazing, life-changing business opportunity. And I don't know about you guys, but when I heard life-changing, and I just really thought it was kind of one of those scams. And at the time, I was a busy school teacher. I was an adjunct professor. I had 4 kids, PTO president, coaching my daughter's volleyball team. My husband worked full-time, was a volunteer football coach, volunteer wrestling director, and wrestling coach. And on top of that, I had this life-sucking cookie business. If you're ever bored one night, go through my Facebook and some of my old albums, and you can see Dawn's Cookies 1 and 2. And literally, I baked cookies 7 nights a week, all weekend long. And so, needless to say, I told Jason Miller, no thank you. I don't have time. I don't even have time for what I've got going on. And I thought it was kind of scamish. So thank God for his belief in me, though, because here's a huge piece of advice. He continued to circle back around. Every single month, he would call me up and reconnect and plant, the AdvoCare seed with me, and I kept telling him no. And he kept sharing anyways, to where a year later, he caught me at my rock bottom moment. Because here's the deal. I had 3 jobs because we were broke and broken. And I've never been scared of work. I know how to work, but the problem was all of the jobs that I did just didn't pay enough in order for us to live and do the things that we wanted to do as a family. And unfortunately, over the course of that year of saying no, our credit cards that were either reaching their limits and becoming maxed started getting shut off, and that brought on a whole new set of problems, which was bounce checks and electric shutoffs, not being able to put lunch money on my kids' lunch accounts. I could just go on and on, but 2 really bad things happened. One, our car broke down. And, at almost 40 years old, I didn't want to ask my parents for money. So we decided to go to a cash advance location to solve that problem. Well, when you're borrowing money you don't have, you're bringing on a whole nother problem, only I was too stupid to see that 3 years ago or 4 years ago. And so we started this whole reliance on cash advance locations. And, ultimately, we hit rock bottom. We were going to 2 different cash advance locations. We were getting foreclosure letters from the bank. My marriage was on the brink of divorce. We had debt collectors calling us nonstop to the point that I had our landline shut off. And on my oldest daughter's birthday, we literally had $6 on a debit card and couldn't take our daughter out to dinner to Steak and Shake for her birthday. And that was my just come to Jesus moment. That was my moment. And you guys probably hopefully have that moment too. Your why for getting involved with this. And my why was I wasn't the person that I wanted to be at 40 years old. I wasn't the mom. I wasn't the mother. And I knew that night on her birthday that we had to change something. And I didn't know it was going to be AdvoCare, but thank God AdvoCare continued to come back around. Thank God for Jason Miller. And so we saw him 2 weeks later at a cookout, and here's another nugget. The phone calls, as great, as great as it was that he did that, what really hooked me was seeing him in person and hearing in his voice his genuineness and his heart about what this company had done for him and his family. It had brought him home to his 3 little girls, and it had given him back time, and he looked amazing. Him and Ty were down over 80 pounds. I saw their results, and they were energetic. And then he shared his success, that he was making about $8,000 or $10,000 a month with AdvoCare. Now, I'm going to be honest, Brett about wanted to punch him because we just couldn't believe that he was making that much money. But you know what? He shared with us that night. He said, Dawn, here's the deal. I know you're making cookies late at night, and I see you're running around like a crazy lady. And I will help you if you want to do this. And that was huge for me, that here he was, he's having success, and he offered to help. And, so that was the hope that I needed after that breakdown on Lexi's birthday. And so here's the deal, you guys. When we got involved, we never saw making $8,000 or $10,000 a month like Jason. We saw making $1,000 a month someday. That was going to change our lives. $1,000 was going to get me off of making cookies. And so, I just think that's, it's so important to have a realistic and achievable goal in the beginning and work towards that. And so, and I could go on and on just about just how much this company has blessed us, but I will just quickly share that our second month in, that $1,000 happened 4 months in, we had our first $2,000 month, and we're able to do something that we had never been able to do, and that was take our kids to Disney. You know, we kept saying every spring break, every winter break, every summer break that we would go next year, and next year never happened working in our careers, okay? And AdvoCare allowed us to take our kids to Disney. 7 months in, after going to success school, hint, 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 and catching the vision and seeing real people on that stage just like us, changing their lives and finding hope, you know, just absolutely changed my mindset. And so 7 months in, surpassed my teaching salary, and at the end of that school year, I decided to walk away from my very safe career to come home and be a teacher to so many others, and to really pour into helping families. And you know, just around the 12-month mark, we had doubled our combined salaries, and that's when we brought Brett home from his corporate job of 15 years, and that's where the marriage regrowth started to happen. Because the reason that we had fallen apart was because of lack of time and lack of money. And when you don't have to worry about those two things and you have time to spend with your spouse, it can absolutely just fix so many things. And so 17 months in, we hit the diamond level in AdvoCare, which to me just means that we've helped 12 families. We've poured into 12 families and helped them and their friends and their friends and their friends find success with AdvoCare. And so here we are today. And I am going to get started with the training, but you know, 3 years in, and that $1,000 a month goal, you know, now pays us just under $45,000 a month, and that is insane. But that is what's possible, you know, with a hard work ethic and some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. And so I'm just really excited for you guys, because the timing could not be more perfect with the momentum that's going on right now in this company and all the commercials and the new skincare line. And I hope that you guys believe in yourselves and have that just hope and decided heart and take lots and lots of action, because that's what I did. And you know, as I always say, if a crazy busy mom of four, exhausted, you know, marriage problems, you know, no time, can build this business, anybody can build this business. All right, so here we go. So so have your pens out. All right, accountability for your actions. All right, I think this is one of the biggest things that comes into play with having success in AdvoCare. You have to employ yourself every single day. You need to give this business at least a half an hour a day, in my opinion, because that's what's going to allow you to build up a rhythm and build up some momentum, you know, and reaching your goals. And so if you don't have or you don't know what a daily method of operation is, and that's just some key things that you should be doing, like a guide or a checklist every single day, all right? And so if you go to Danny and Diane's awesome website, championmakerstraining.com, they have some downloadable forms that you can use to hold yourself accountable. All right, and so it's so important, because that's the greatest thing about AdvoCare, is that you're your own boss. But also, one of the bad things is that you are your own boss, and so you have to hold yourself accountable. And you know, I just had the luxury to watch a father build a company, you know, from scratch, and I saw my dad work his, you know, tail off building this tool and die company, and he would go in on Saturdays and Sundays and in the evenings, and I mean, I'm telling you what, he put so much time and effort into building that. So I saw what it took to build a company. So you just have to have the mindset that you're building, you know, this company, you're building your business, and so that's going to take daily, weekly, pay period, monthly, yearly, pin level, and trip goals in order to reach that, all right? And so you have to be a person of action. And I don't mean just posting a post on Facebook. That's not being a person of action, okay? Being a person of action is getting out there, talking to people, and getting them, you know, on the phone or at a mixer or at a 2-on-1, using the success system and sharing AdvoCare every single day. And so that's, you know, down there at the bottom. How many people are you sharing with each day? That for me was something, that Jason stressed about, just employing yourself every day. And so for me, I'm an overachiever, and I was around a lot of people being a crazy chicken with my head cut off mom. So I set the goal of 5 people a day. Now, I tell people, I think 3, the power of 3 is a great goal. But decide on a number and hold yourself accountable. Be a dork like I was and make a chart. And literally, don't let yourself go to bed at night until you've shared with whatever your goal is every single day. Because here's the thing about AdvoCare, and Brett always gives a great analogy. Picture a big tube, right, or a big pipe. And you want to funnel as many people in on one end as possible so that they come out on the other end. And some people are going to get clogged, and some people are going to get stuck, and whatever. So in order to get that flowing through, you've got to get as many people as possible through that pipeline, all right? So think about that. If you pick 3 people a day, that's 7 a week. I'm sorry, that's 21 a week. Yeah, I taught English, not math. 21 a week, 42 a pay period. The law of numbers, in my opinion, states that for every 10 you share with, 1 or 2 might do something. So think about that. 42 people. You might have 4 to 8 people get on products. And so if you're only sharing with 1 person a day, that's only 14. Now you've got maybe 1 or 2 that might do something a pay period. So that's what's awesome. You can dictate your speed based on the number of people that you're sharing with every day. So be that CEO of your business, and I love it because Brett always says this too. The coolest thing about AdvoCare is that you come in at the top. You start at the top of your business, all right? So have that mindset. B, build relationships. And guys, Richard and Sherry talk about this all the time. This is a relationship business. You have to smile, and you have to be someone that other people want to be around. Because here's the deal. People are buying you. And, that is definitely something that was hard for me because, trust me, I was not a happy person when I started AdvoCare. I was stressed. I was tired. But I knew that nobody was going to follow somebody that complained all the time. Nobody was going to follow someone that was a one-upper, that she was the busiest mom ever like I used to do. No one was going to follow somebody that was yawning and tired all the time, who was selling energy drink, all right? So you have to be, a warrior and just, realize that people are buying you and working on yourself more than anything. And you have to remember, it's not about when you want people to do AdvoCare, it's about when they are ready. And that was such a great lesson for me to learn watching my own journey with Jason, that, Jason kept coming every month, but it was about when Dawn Funk wanted to do AdvoCare, which was a year later. And here's what's exciting. There are people right now that if you just keep following up and circling back around, a year from now, they're going to finally say, okay, I'm ready to do this. And as long as you don't quit, which I hope you don't, because if you quit, then you are not going to be there to help them. And how selfish is that? So as long as you stick and stay and fight through the tough times, and trust me, we've had a lot of them building our business, you will be there for these people when they are ready. Thank God Jason and Ty did not quit, and all of my leaders, up before them. Don't be pushy. If you are always all about AdvoCare, that is annoying, all right? And that was something that, from the very beginning, yes, I was desperate and broke, but I still had a sense of pride, and that I wasn't going to harass people and have them feel sorry for me and have to buy products because here's broken Dawn. No. I wanted people to get involved because they wanted to do what I was doing and because they wanted to be a part of this. So, be careful about being that person that other people are like, oh my gosh, they're all about AdvoCare all the time. Don't be that person. All right? Invest in your downline. You know, Brett and I, that is something that's so important to us, is getting to know our team as many levels down as possible. I mean, you know, this company brings so many extraordinary new friends into your life. Take advantage of them. Invest in these people. Help these people get into their lives. Get to know their families. I'm telling you what, that is the most rewarding part of this business. C, consistency is key. And I already said this, and you're going to hear some repetition, but that's good for you. So doing a little bit every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year. Don't take a vacation from your business, all right? It will break your momentum. You know, make sure you're using Facebook the right way and not puking AdvoCare on it, all right? And that's a whole nother training. But, you know, I think before and after pictures are great, you know, little testimonies, sharing from the heart, and then, of course, working in your family and some inspirational quotes and things like that. But don't just put advertisement after advertisement after advertisement. Don't put your distributor ID on there and think that people are going to go to it and buy products, because trust me, I did that and it never worked, all right? Okay, make sure you're taking your product strategically in front of other people. It shows your pride. Make sure you're wearing your colors. And, you know, I just think back to, you know, Brett's always been a Dallas Cowboy fan. Woohoo! How awesome is that, right? And, you know, he used to wear jerseys and sweatshirts. And as soon as we got involved with AdvoCare, I'm like, dude, like, you need to be wearing AdvoCare, because as much as you love those Cowboys, they're not paying you. You know, you can't earn income from the Cowboys, but you can earn money from wearing an AdvoCare sweatshirt. You know, so have that mindset. Consistency with attending or hosting mixers. Guys, I went to Jason Miller's basement every single Thursday. That was what he told me to do. Because when I said, what do I need to do to make that $1,000 a month? What do I need to do to be successful? He said, be at my house every Thursday night for my mixer. And guys, there were weeks that I had headaches. There were weeks that I hadn't had dinner. My kids hadn't had dinner. You know, we made some sacrifices to get there, but we never missed one. And so you need to be consistent with that. And we'll talk about why that's important a little bit later. If you don't have a leader that is hosting one in your area, then you need to plant your flag and start hosting your own consistently. Guys, I have thriving teams in Chicago and Cleveland and Milwaukee right now, and they are thriving and changing a lot of people's lives because they planted their flag and started hosting their own. All right, make sure you're consistently sparking and sharing and sprinkling AdvoCare, all right? Not puking. Make sure you're sponsoring distributors and leading them on a journey. You know, we always recommend, you know, have a good goal of about 2 to 3 distributors per pay period. I think is a great goal. Make sure you're consistently attending trainings and biz ops and the regional events and, of course, Success School. All right, letter D. Duplication. And for those of you that have maybe seen this training before, I have to tell you, I've done some editing today, and this is one of the new ones. I'm excited about it. The goal is for what you do to be duplicated down to your team and their team and their team and so on. And so you need to understand that what you do or do not do gives permission for other people to do the same. So, like, for example, next week, we've got Stephen Whitwell coming here to Cincinnati. And trust me, when corporate people came into town, when I was building my business, I led my team to those events. I never missed a corporate event. And so, you know, that gave my team a no excuse thing. Like, Dawn's going, you know. And so I think about next week. And I'm sure, and I hope not, but it's possible that there will be leaders or there will be people who say that they want this, but they will make excuses and not be at that event. And think about what that to just be the best person on my team, because I didn't ever want anybody to say, well, Dawn Funk didn't go, you know, and so I just think that's so important, you know, to, again, be the best person on your team. All right, I just heard a little bell, and I'm hoping I'm still good. All right, so I'm going to keep going. Anyone who buys a 24-day challenge or other products should be educated about all of the options as well as the companion products, okay? And I think that's so important. When you sell a 24-day challenge, you need to tell them about the Catalyst and tell them about the Thermo Plus as the add-ons. Tell them about the Carbies. Tell them about the BioTools, right? Because think of the duplication of that. You know, you're educating people about additional products that are going to help them have success. Tell them about the SYS skincare line. Ask them what they're using. Because here's the deal. When you do that, you are increasing your chances that they will do the same thing down the road with people that they introduce AdvoCare to. All right? Also, I can't stress enough the importance of using that advisor pre-qualification report. Okay? That is some, okay, Brett just gave me the thumbs up. All right, I got nervous because I heard the bell and I thought I got kicked off. That advisor pre-qualification report on your home page should be your best friend, because I'm telling you what, when I was building and still today, that is one of my most important reports. I check that on the first day of every single new pay period because I want to know who are the people that have met that $500 minimum. Who are the people that have, you know, a certain amount of money left before they hit advisor? And that's a whole nother training, but get with your sponsor, and I'm telling you what, you need to learn as quickly as possible how to help people build to that advisor level and get there as quickly as possible. And so definitely, you know, be intentional about asking about what that process looks like, okay? All right, E, encourage yourself and others. All right, guys, you cannot compare yourself to other people because everybody comes into AdvoCare with different backgrounds, different, you know, beliefs in themselves, and, you know, you just cannot compare yourself to other people because what that will do is toxify your brain, and that will keep you from moving forward, all right? So I just can't stress that enough. And you need to believe in other people before they believe in themselves. And, you know, again, thank goodness that Jason believed in me for this. And, you know, something that he shared with me was, you know, Dawn, I had you on my list because you were someone that was crazy busy, and everything you did 110%. And I knew that if I, you know, got you involved in AdvoCare, you would apply that work ethic. So, you know, think of people that you know that are hardworking, that have multiple jobs, that love to help other people, and just continue to believe in them for this business opportunity and being a part of your team until they see it for themselves. And here's the deal. They may never see it, and that's okay too. And so you have to love them where they're at, all right? Be positive and inspirational on Facebook. You know, guys, if you get a speeding ticket, or I don't know, I'm just using that as kind of a lame example, but, you know, if you're having a bad day, I wouldn't use Facebook to vent that. I use my Facebook as a tool to help me market my business and my lifestyle. And, you know, everything that goes on Facebook is very intentional with the heart, you know, with my heart in helping others and bringing positivity to their lives. And so think about that when you post on Facebook, okay? And, you know, save some quotes, hang them up, read them when you're feeling down. Send cards to people, you know, maybe your challengers, send them a card and thanking them, you know, for being on products. Celebrate all of your small successes, guys. I think that's one of the biggest keys to our success is that we set small achievable goals, and then as we achieved them, we celebrated it and then set a bigger one. We didn't set goals that were too high. Guys, I didn't even see diamond until I was a 9-star emerald, okay? So set those small goals and then celebrate them as they happen. And then again, sending personal cards to people on your team. Small gifts are nice, just showing that you care. And here's a big one. There are going to be times that you have to be your own cheerleader. All right, and yes, we want our mentors and our sponsors and our leaders to encourage us and believe in us, but there are going to be times when maybe they're too busy, or I don't know, and you have to be your own cheerleader. You have to get really good at encouraging yourself, and that is something that, you know, I have always, just been very good about, I guess, is that I'll go put in, 300 or, the Gladiator or Rocky, or, I'll go listen to a song that gets me all pumped up just to kind of encourage myself, during those moments when I'm having a weak mental moment. So, all right, F, follow-up. Fortune is in the follow-up, and I know you heard that before, but I'm telling you what, as I hear some of these, leaders in my organization who are just moving so fast, every time on our team call, all they talk about is follow-up, follow-up, follow-up. That is what has been so huge in helping them. And so you need to check on your people when they get on products, and encourage them to take their measurements and a before picture if they're getting on a challenge. And check on them the day before they start and consistently throughout their challenge. And I don't mean just sending a text. Picking up the phone and calling them. Make sure you record their start date on your calendar or some type of, have some type of notebook or something to where you're keeping track of that so that you can keep tabs on them, all right? Make sure you're intentional, about letting them know what they need to do after the 24 days. Because, guys, this isn't 24 days and stop. It's a kickstart. So letting them know, do a cleanse every 90 days, staying on the max phase, beyond the 24-day challenge. And make sure that you circle back around to your prospects. I mean, guys, literally, just before this training, there's a girl that I met at the mall when I got an award for Success School. So when was that? That was like well over a month ago, right? Well, about a month ago. And so, but I went in a couple weeks before. So it's been about 6 weeks. Sparked her, shared AdvoCare with her. She just, had a great presence about her. For 6 weeks now, I've been circling back around, sending her webinar information, offering to get together, wanting to get her on a call. It's been crickets, but she did finally message me back about 2 weeks ago. Sent her stuff again. I've heard nothing. And out of the blue tonight, right before this webinar, she's ready to get together with me for lunch next Friday. So I'm really excited, And you know what she said to me? I know I was telling Brett, I'm like, this is pretty cool. She said, I'm really scared. I'm really nervous. I've had other people try to take advantage of having me get involved in company, direct sales or whatever. She said, but just from following you on Facebook and from, just your messages and circling back around, she said, I can see that you really love this company and that you really love these products. And so I'm going to meet with you because I believe in you and I believe in your love for what you're doing. So I thought that was pretty cool. So again, just that passion that's going to come from getting to the big events and getting around the people in AdvoCare and getting to Success School, that's where the passion really starts to grow. So, and here's another big one. Ask for referrals. When you get people on products and you're checking on them, maybe you say, hey, are people noticing like that you're drinking Spark? Or do you have people that are asking you about AdvoCare? Because guess what? If you help me, like if you, let's help you grow your discount, and I'll help you. I said that wrong. I will help you, build your discount to higher discount levels by getting some people, in front of me. And so I always say, hey, give me some referrals. I'll do the work. I'll call them. I'll reach out to them. And, I'll even get them Spark samples if they want to try it. And in doing so, we can help build your discount to higher discount levels. So who do you know? And I mean, who wouldn't want to get their products at a better discount level, right? All right, G, goals help you go. Guys, this is so important, for us and, all the leaders I know stress this. Having 3,000 PGV every pay period as your goal is so important. And, as Bob Ferngren always says, it's products that make your business flow. And here's a little secret. So when we hit silver, from silver to 9-star, and we did that, I don't even know, probably in about like 9 months or 8 months, from silver to 9-star. But here's a little secret why I think that happened. We always had 3,000 PGV. That was always our minimum, okay? Because we were getting products in people's bodies, and we were sharing distributor with strength. We were sharing the business with strength. And so I can't stress that enough, you guys. Having that as your goal. And don't just like have it as your pay period goal, have a daily goal. Like I sat there with a pencil and I took the number of days in a pay period, divided it by 3,000, and came up with a number. It was like around $250, I think. That was like a daily goal. And then I would keep track of what my PGV really was each day, and that would help me gauge if I needed to pick up the number of people that I was sharing with or circling back around to. So that way, that daily gauge helped us, I think, have the 3,000 PGV rather than just waiting and sharing. And, I was just much more intentional about it. Have your goals, write them out, hang them up. Another goal should be to add 2 to 3 new distributors every pay period and help them build to the highest discount level, especially obviously if they're product users. And have a goal as a date in terms of when you want to get to the next pin level. Have a goal as to how many people you're going to put through the success system each week. Have a goal of, getting around those that are having the success that you want. Guys, I can't stress that enough. I mean, anytime that the Younts or the Varvels were coming to Jason's, I mean, I was there early. And here's the thing, I'm never early. So that was huge, to get around them and rub elbows with them. If you don't have goals, it's a waste of time. I'm telling you, the goals are what are going to help you go in this business. H, how to get started. So if you're on here and you're kind of new and you're like, okay, I need some meat and potatoes, I'm brand new, what do I need to do? Well, one of the first things is make a list of people and be intentional about making new friends. Who do you know that needs to lose weight? Who do you know that already uses supplements? Who do you know that's really busy? Who do you know that's a hard worker? Who do you know that has a bunch of kids and, pays for a lot of sports? You could sit there and come up with so many different categories. But, also, have your ticket for the next success school. Again, that comes into duplication. I buy my ticket for the next success school at the previous one. So like I already had my regional tickets when I was in Cowboy Stadium. And I promoted that to my team and set that example so that they, hopefully did the same thing. Also, you need to get on products and you need to wear your colors. We talked about that. You need to be plugging in to support groups on Facebook. I think that's so important. But Facebook is not an action, all right? And I know I've been guilty of this myself from time to time. You cannot spend all day and all night on Facebook, all right? Getting out there, talking to people, that is how you're going to build your business. Utilizing the trainings that are from your microsite. I mean, we are so blessed to have so many amazing leaders who have these incredible training videos that you can access right from your microsite. And, make sure, we talked about this, that you're attending or hosting one mixer a week. Make sure you're watching at least one webinar a week. And make sure you're getting on the team calls every pay period. And again, action is going to trump everything. So don't be a person, though. And I know that it's awesome that right now there's so many opportunities to get plugged in. But don't be on a webinar every single night or at a mixer every single night and not be getting people on them with you, all right? So if you're struggling, then you need to do more sharing and more promoting and getting people to these things with you, okay? Make sure that you plant your flag and make some sacrifices now so that you can have everything later. Guys, I gave up playing volleyball. I gave up going to the movies. Brett gave up ESPN. But you know what? I played volleyball in Bora Bora in December. I'm getting ready to play volleyball. Maybe I leave for Florida tomorrow. I'll be playing volleyball again in Florida in a couple months. Guys, I gave up volleyball, and now I get to play on beaches all across the world. So those are the things, make some sacrifices now. And here, this is really important too. Be the preview. Your sponsor is the movie. So especially in the beginning, you need to be a professional introducer. And your brain should just be thinking, how do I get these people connected to my leader? I need, and the way that you're going to do that is by edifying your leader and making them, just sound amazing, which I'm sure they are, but just making it the next natural step, all right? And I know I'm already running over time, but I have to share a quick little thing. So I was at an event in Cleveland a couple weeks ago, and a girl in my organization, she's sitting there, and this chick messages her on Facebook and is like, okay, I see you post about the 24-day challenge. Like, I want to learn more. And she's like, Dawn, what do I do? What do I say? And I'm like, okay, we got to be thinking success system here. So this is what you tell her. You say, hey, that's awesome. Thanks for reaching out to me. I want you to hear about the products the same way I did. So I need to get you on the phone with this amazing person that's helping me. And she's helped a lot of other people have great success on the products. So what time in the next couple of days works out for you? And I'm going to get her on the phone so that way we can get you the best information possible and get all of your questions answered. Before that event ended, she messaged her back and said, okay, Tuesday morning. So here's what's so powerful, you guys. A chick that only wanted to know about the 24-day challenge. We get this call set up. Of course, I share about the 24-day challenge, but I also bring strength and shared about the business opportunity. And, you know, she kind of tiptoed around it and seemed a little intrigued. And I said, you know what? If you just want to do products, that's awesome, but at least place a $500 order. So that way, since you're kind of thinking maybe business, at least you'll kind of have that first little chunk in and it'll count towards your building. And so she did. And then out of the blue, here we are a couple weeks later. Now she's got this guy at work who's all excited. And Brett just did a call with him yesterday as the other leaders in this organization have been doing calls. And now her and this guy are going to advise her this pay period. All from that Facebook message. All from bringing in the success system. Guys, I can't stress it enough. All right, investing in people. We talked about this, but repetition is good. Build relationships. Invest in a few. I got this from church the other day. I thought it was so awesome. Invest in a few, who invest in a few, who invest in a few, and so on. Because here's the deal. You know, Brett and I have, I think, over 5,000 people now in our organization that comes from, you know, our 12, teams that we help and pour into. And, you know, over 90% of those people are product users, and some of them maybe aren't even ordering anymore. This business is about investing in those few people who want to do this as a business and see this like you do. And I thought Brett said it best on our call the other night. You know, we have over 5,000 people, and we had about 100 people on our team call. I mean, do the math. There's really not that many people who see this like we do, but we have to get good at investing in those few that do, and then helping them find their few and helping them. I just think that's so powerful. All right. Compliment people, ask questions, make connections, paint vision with people. You know, when we get on three-way calls, we don't just jump right into AdvoCare. We connect, we ask questions, we ask them about their family and what they do and their passion and their dreams, and then we start talking about AdvoCare because it helps us structure the call so that it's more relatable to them. And be caring, embrace the process. Involve the people that are part of this in your life. Get to know their families. Build community within your team. Now listen to how cool this is. So my son, my oldest one, his birthday is next month, and all he wants to do for his birthday is have a paintball party, which is, yeah, pretty cool. And, you know, he's requesting a Gila suit. He's all into this. But you know what he said? He said, Mom, because we have kind of always included our AdvoCare family into our things. He said, Mom, for my birthday, I want that people in AdvoCare to come paintballing with us and have it be like a family activity. And he said, I know we can't invite everybody, so let's just do that. If you're silver or above, you get to come to my birthday party. How cool is that? And so he's going to make the slide and, you know, promote it and everything. And I mean, that is awesome. And so build that community in your team. Jay, just keep sharing. I hope you have Nemo, the movie Nemo. Just keep swimming. Just keep sharing, all right? You have to know the law of numbers. I talked about that. For every 10 you invite to a mixer, 1 or 2 might come eventually. For every 10, that you share AdvoCare with, 1 or 2 might do something eventually. So circle back around to your prospects. Be intentional everywhere you go. Always have an impact magazine, bottled water, a journal, a Spark with you every single day. And when you share AdvoCare, especially if you share a Spark, you need to ask for their contact information. Be in control of that. Because I'm telling you what, if you're just shuttling out business cards, your phone's not going to be ringing off the hook. I'm here to tell you, all right? So be in control of that contact information. And, you know, remember, stories are what sell, facts are what tell. And, you know, we had a guest speaker, Ashley Shepard, Diamond Leader, on our call the other night for our Silver Leaders, and I loved it. She said this: if you can't change the people, then change the people. And I mean that in terms of your business builders, okay? So, you know, just know you're going to have to keep sharing, you're going to have to keep recruiting, and you're going to have to keep helping people, all right? Okay, I promise we're going to get through this. Keep it super simple. This is like my new thing lately, especially with Success School and the whole, you know, going back to the basics. You want this business to be duplicatable. So keep it simple. Sharing every day, planting seeds, getting around people. If you're sitting at home every night and you're not picking up the phone or getting out, you just have to understand that it's going to take you a little bit longer to get some momentum going, all right? So getting people in front of your sponsor is the most important as you are building this business, all right? L, leaders and leapfrogging. You must be coachable and teachable. Here's the deal, guys. I was a graduate professor and a teacher, but when I got involved in AdvoCare, I was Jason Miller's student, okay? I didn't know anything about AdvoCare, so check your ego at the door and be coachable and teachable and listen to those who have the success that you want. Get to know as many of your leaders as possible and know their stories so that you can share them when appropriate, right? Because I've always tried to match the stories to the people that I'm talking to. And that's only going to come from asking questions, right? Because sometimes your story isn't going to mean crap to them. So you need to know other people's stories so that they're more relatable to them. Employ your leaders using the success system. Boy, I'm really beating that one, aren't I? But that is so important. Show your leaders that you are serious. You know, Jason always said, pour 80% of your time into the 20% who are doing this the right way and getting you in front of people. Third-party leadership is everything too. Guys, I remember, when we got started, all the way through Diamond and even today, I mean, my upline is the bomb diggity. I mean, I've got the Millers, the Varvels, the Younts, the O'Hickeys. Guys, it has never been the Brett and Dawn show. It has always been about them and their journeys and their strengths and just getting my team around them. And, you know, from day one, be that mother hen for anybody that wants to be a part of your downline and your team, okay? Regardless of where they are, build relationships as far down as you can. I think that's so important, all right? And so if you got a distributor, under a distributor, under a distributor, you know, reach down as far as you can and help these people. That's how we found our Milwaukee, you know, explosion that's going on. All right, M, I told you I'd talk about this. So mixers, powerful way to build this business. There is an art of promoting to it, and I have a whole separate meeting just on mixers that hopefully to do here soon. But you know, guys, I used to go take pictures of being there and post it on Facebook like, oh, this is awesome, I'm getting filled up with energy and hearing amazing stories. And you know, so I would promote it on Facebook, and then I would talk it up to people like, oh my gosh, like that's fine that you couldn't come, but man, you missed out because it was so amazing. I met so-and-so who's a stay-at-home mom now because she's doing this and helping people. I mean, guys, you've got to get good at promoting them and creating that sense of loss to people so they don't want to miss one, right? And I'm telling you what, if anything else though, go to mixers for yourself. It is a time to refuel, okay? AdvoCare is your vehicle, right? And it's going to need fuel in order to run efficiently, right? And with speed. And this is where you're going to get that fuel, is by getting plugged in and getting to a mixer, all right? Go for yourself. I can't tell you how many times I sat in Jason's basement alone, but that was okay because I went for myself, and I heard more stories, and I heard Jason and Ty sharing over and over about AdvoCare so that when I was out in my life the other 6 days, I could share with more strength, right? This is where your belief and your conviction will grow. It's going to give you more stories to share. And the best part of AdvoCare, wait for it, you're waiting, are the people and the culture. And you've heard Sherry and Richard talk about that. There's something so special about it, all right? N, notes on success. Telling you what, this is one of the biggest gems that our company offers. Our great founder himself, Charlie Regis, who, by the way, is hilarious and bold, and I just love listening to him. We roll with Regis all the time in our car, and you can access his notes on success audio recordings on your microsite, or you can buy the CDs for $5. They make a great gift if you've got new advisors on your team. And you know, he was a diamond leader in another direct sales company. He has phenomenal training in these CDs. All right. Oh, overrides. You must have advisors in order to earn them. Okay, I'm going to tell you, I did not understand overrides for months, and Jason just kept saying, just wait until you're earning them and then they'll make sense, okay, which they did. But just know, if you don't have advisors, you can't earn overrides, all right? So you need to speak advisor with strength. They don't kick in, though, unless your PGV is at least $500. So that's where you'll get 5%. Once your PGV gets to $750 in a pay period, you'll get paid at 6%. And 1,000 should be your bare minimum goal, because that's where you'll get your full 7%. And just know that for every $3,000 that a leg, and that's what starts with an advisor right underneath you, that's where a leg starts. For every $3,000 that a leg down 3 levels brings in, you get about 105 in overrides. And you need $100 in overrides for a leg to star. All right, I hope I'm not losing anybody. And it's a star leg is what helps you get into that 4th way of earning income, which is the leadership bonus money. All right, in order to get to silver, you need $100 in overrides. And when we got to silver, we did that from 3 advisors. You know, Ron Reynolds, I think, is the one that's always said this. It's about a 3-to-1 ratio. As you hit pins, if you're going for silver, a good goal is to have 3 advisors. If you're going for, let's say, 3-star gold, you know, 3-to-1 ratio, it's going to take about 9 advisors to get that 3-star gold or that ruby. Okay? P, plugged in. We've talked about this. Plug in or your business will not turn on. You know, daily Facebook group interaction. Get in those business building pages, but not too much. Okay? Morning, noon, and night. Get on the team calls. Get on trainings like this and by other great leaders in AdvoCare. You know, who are offering things. Get on a mixer, you know, get plugged into a mixer, a webinar. Do some research on your own. Remember, this is your business. Employ yourself. Get to regional events. Success School is a must. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Promote all of these things consistently to the people that you are sponsoring and leading. Even the people that say, I just want to use products, like our diamonds below us, Dave and Lori Peer. Product users for months. Dave was so not on board. Lori was just a Spark user, never wanted to do the business. I dripped it on her for 4 months, built a relationship, dreamed with her on the trails when we went hiking, invited him over for chili, and 4 months in, she decided to build her way to advisor, and today she is a diamond, okay? So don't think for people, all right? Always share. Quit making excuses. Transform your thinking from I can't to how can I make this work? When Jason Miller said, be at my house every Thursday night, in my brain I was thinking, oh my gosh, I have like 4 kids to get 4 different places. This is not going to work. But instead I said, okay, I'll make it work. And I did. And you know, your brain is a powerful thing, right? What you think about, you bring about. And I told myself I would make it work, and guess what? I did. Give up some things now so you can have everything later. Be the best person on your team. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Jim O'Hickey always says that. Real quick, Blake's story, and I promise we're winding down here. RS, I'm going to be fast with the other ones. So I have to give a quick little story. We had just hit silver. There was a huge event in Columbus when we were living in Dayton for leaders, silver and above. It was the same night as our son's birthday, Blake, okay? We made the decision to celebrate his birthday later that weekend. I didn't make it a big deal, and so Blake didn't make it a big deal. And here's what I want to tell you. We missed that exact birthday, but we still celebrated. But 3 years later, this year, on Blake's birthday, okay, the family that couldn't afford to have a birthday party several years in a row was able to take Blake to New York City, to 3 Broadway shows, to tour Juilliard. I didn't check my bank account. I didn't look to see if we had enough money because I knew we did. Brett and I didn't have to ask off work, and we took our son on the most amazing trip ever. He will remember that trip for the rest of his life. And he saw Juilliard with his own eyes, 10 years old. He knows where he's going to go. And that's all because we've made some sacrifices. He's not going to remember when he was 7 and we didn't celebrate his birthday on the exact day of his birthday. I'm telling you. So I've walked that walk and I've seen what can happen. So I'm not going to tell you to be tell you how to parent, but I'm just sharing my story and what happened with us. All right, recruit, recruit, recruit. People will fall off, they will jump back on. Constant recruiting and sponsoring is vital to your overall success and growth. I talked about this. 3-to-1 pin ratio for pin levels. Over time, it helps keep your PGV consistent. Don't just sign people up. You need to sponsor, lock arms, love them, educate them, and lead them on a journey. All right, success system, we've talked about this. Proven system, 21 years, mixers, 2-on-1 appointments, 3-way calls, impact, DVD, webinars. Do what those who are having the success you want are doing. Third-party credibility is everything. It's only awkward if you make it awkward. It's all in your head and how you present it. So important for duplication. Put your ego aside. It is not about you. All right, it's about helping these people get the best help and hope possible. All right, T, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. C, take time to grow, and know that there are future lives, I talked about this, that are not going to be changed if you quit. Embrace the process and your own personal journey. To get time, you're going to have to make time. All right? Don't have time for my student teaching analogy. Maybe I'll cover that next time, but use the products, be strategic, take them in front of people. You are the face of AdvoCare. So you cannot be AdvoCare one day, t-shirt, and then drinking a pop or Starbucks out in public the next day. All right? You need to be a product of the product. That doesn't mean you have to be super skinny or have big muscles. It just means that you need to believe in them and use them and show your pride in that. People are watching you. Post pictures of you with the products and in your AdvoGear, but not children. Children are not allowed to be in pictures on social media with AdvoCare products. They can wear t-shirts though. Share what is on the label. Do not make any medical claims, all right? Volume and earnings, this is what makes, the products are what make your business flow. You make 40% from retail orders, but I always believe in doing what's best for others, and that's sharing all of the options. And anybody that's getting on products, I just think it makes so much sense for them, to become a distributor and get that wholesale, distributor discount. All right? You make 40% retail, you make the difference of your discount and their discount for wholesale retail. Yes, you make less, but I'm telling you in the long run you'll make more by doing what's best for others because of that duplication. PV are your purchases and retail orders. GV are distributor orders more than 500, and your goal, like we said, is to hit 3,000 every pay period. If you get good at educating and helping others grow their discount, those people that say they just want products at first, I'm telling you what, it will help you get 3,000 PGV like nobody's business. Bare minimum, 1,000, we talked about that. Why? W. Why? Know it and share it. Have a why worth fighting for. Ask other people for their why and remind them of it when they feel frustrated. Your transparency will allow others to drop their guard and share their struggles. I'm telling you, you guys, it shows your heart and it shows your realness when you share with people why you are doing AdvoCare Write it out. Remind yourself of it when this business gets challenging. Expect the critics and the skeptics, guys. Use that bulletproof shield, in those times. Pyramid scheme questions, you know what? If you want to go check it out, I made this quick little video in Bora Bora with the nice pyramid mountains in the background. Go watch that video. Just Dawn Funk, AdvoCare, so not a pyramid scheme, and that will answer that question and help you. Let the no's fuel you. I'm going to tell you what, right now, I love my parents. They have still never tried a Spark. They use CVS brand fish oil pills, and my dad complains about a baseball injury and inflammation and will not try the BioTools. But I love them anyway, and it hasn't stopped me from getting to Diamond. My best friend that I used to teach with, who struggles with her weight and I know would be amazing at this, still has not tried a product. In fact, she bashes AdvoCare. I've heard things that she has said behind my back. It has not gotten in the way of our success. Do not let the no's drag you down. And know that those that are closest to you are going to be the most skeptical. Be okay with the rejection and know that it's nothing. Don't make it personal, okay? Love people where they're at and don't let other people steal your dreams. Know your story. When you work it in, make sure you're complimenting people first and asking questions and connecting with them before you work in your story. Where you were, what you saw, where you're going. Practice your 30-second story and your 2-minute story. Reach out to your mentor, your leader, and practice with them. Nobody can take your story away from you. Share it with strength, be genuine, and smile, and know your story plus others from the impact in the DVD and from the people that are part of your organization. Last one, Z, Zoom. The speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. Get to advisor as quickly as possible. Help others do that as well. And if that means they need to build, that's okay. Your success is going to inspire others, just like Jason Miller's success inspired me. It shows them how real this opportunity is. And remember, more mixers mean more momentum. Get in people's living rooms and do not wait on people. I'm telling you what, if I waited on people that told me 6 months ago that they were going to do this, man, I'd be a train wreck. All right, you guys, well, we're about 11:02, so I just want to thank you again for getting in on this tonight. I hope it helped you in some way. I know it went a little bit fast, and the goal, and I should have said this, is just to capture a few things that you can work on, that you can do to better your business, because ultimately that's going to help other people, and that's what AdvoCare is all about. And I said this the other night at a training. We are not, it's AdvoCare is advocates who care for others. There is an S on advocates. We all need to work together, helping people, see just the amazing things that this company has to offer. So, guys, just be patient, believe, and just don't give up on your dreams. I'm telling you, if this crazy mom, and I shared my story, if we could do this, you absolutely can do this. I believe in you. Just make sure you believe in yourselves and that you use the success system. All right, have a great rest of the week, and I'll hopefully be doing these again soon now that I finally figured out how to do Webinar Jam. Woohoo! All right, take care, you guys.